Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in today's video, we are going to understand how to automate form responses, PDF and email with Pabbly in 2024. Yes, you heard that right. In this video, I'm going to tell you that how you can send an automated email once you receive a form submission through Google Forms, and you can attach a PDF in the email content as well. So you can do all of this complete process automatically by using this amazing integration and automation software that is Pabbly Connect. So now moving ahead. So let me give you a brief introduction about this, that how we are going to achieve this. So here let's assume that I have created an event for a digital marketing workshop. Now I want to send a participation certificate on mail to the students who have attended the event and filled the feedback form. So now I want to automate this entire process by using Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect follows the concept of trigger and action. Basically, trigger and action are the two most important principles or concepts of Pabbly Connect on which this entire automation and integration will depend. So here the trigger application will be Google Forms. So as I will be receiving a new form submission, then automatically by using Gmail, I want to send an email to that student. So now to begin with the process, let's integrate and automate with Pabbly Connect. So here the trigger will be Google Forms. So as a new form submission will be received, then automatically an email should be sent to that student. But here in between, to send the participation certificate, I am creating the participation certificate by using Google Docs. So here I am going to create a document with the template that I have created before. So now moving ahead. So now to begin with the process, here this is the landing page of Pabbly Connect. So as an existing user, I'm going to click on sign in. But if you're a new user, you can click on the sign up for free button, and every month you will get 100 tasks for free. So as an existing user, I'm going to sign in. Now this here is the all applications page by Pabbly Connect. So here I will go to Pabbly Connect and click on access now to reach my dashboard. So this here is my dashboard, and to create a new workflow, I will go to my right hand side corner and click on this create workflow button. So now in this dialog box appearing, I'm going to give my workflow a name. So here I've named it as automate form responses, PDF and email with Pabbly. And on my left hand side, you can see these are the folders that I've created before. So I want to save this workflow in the folder named as Gmail. And now I'm going to click on create. So now as I did that, here you can see I've arrived on a very important window. As mentioned earlier, trigger and action are the two most important principles or concepts of Pabbly Connect on which this entire automation and integration will depend. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this. Basically, action is an automated response of your trigger application, and in a workflow, you can only have one trigger but multiple action. So now moving to my use case, that is to automate form responses, PDF and email with Pabbly. So here my objective is that whenever a student is going to fill this event participation and feedback form, then I want to send an automated email consisting with a PDF file that is for the participation certificate. So here I have created this certificate by creating a template in Google Docs. So now moving ahead, going to my trigger window, as I'm getting the form submission through Google Forms. So Google Forms will be my trigger application and I'm searching for it. Here it is. Now moving to the trigger event. So this trigger will start working whenever a new form will be submitted and a response will be added as a new row in the sheet. So the response will be added automatically like this in the Google Sheet. So now going back to Pabbly Connect. Over here, I'm going to select new response received as my trigger event. So now moving ahead, as I want to create a participation certificate and then send it as a PDF on Gmail. So now to do this over here, I'm going to create the participant certificate by using Google Docs. So Google Docs will be my action application. And the action event will be to create document from template. So here you can see I have already created a template in Google Docs. It looks like this and I'm going to use this in this automation. Going back to Pabbly Connect. So as I have selected Google Docs as my action application, now I want to create this as a PDF and then share it on Gmail. So over here in this action window, I'm going to search for Google Drive. And now I'm selecting Google Drive as the action application, and the action event will be to share a file with anyone. So here, as I've selected the action event as share a file with anyone and the action application is Google Drive. This is because, so over here you can see that this Google Docs is private to only me. So this is not shareable as of now. So here in Pabbly Connect, that is why I have selected this share a file with anyone as action event. Again, going to this add action step. So now again I'm going to search for Google Drive as my action application, because now I'm going to upload this file as a PDF in my drive. So over here I'm searching for the action event as upload a file. So once all of this is done, we are ready to send an automated email. So over here Gmail will be my action application and the action event will be to send email. So over here you can see that I have selected the trigger and the action applications that is required for this automation to work. So now going back to my trigger window, and over here you can see that a webhook URL is given and along with that a help desk is given. So read this help desk given below carefully, because this webhook URL will act as a connecting bridge to connect your Google Forms with Pabbly Connect. So now I'm going to take you to the Google form which I've created. So this is how the form looks like. It says, we would love to hear your feedback or suggestions. Kindly fill this form in order to get your participation certificate. And these are some questions which I've asked. So now here moving to responses. In order to connect this Google form with Pabbly Connect, I need to link it with Google Sheets. So here I'm going to click on link to Sheets. And now I'm going to click on create as I'm creating a new spreadsheet. So now here in this Google Sheet, you can see that here are 5 columns. One is for the timestamp, and these are the questions that I've asked in the Google form. So over here, it is already mentioned as per separate columns. So the name of this Google Sheet is event participation and feedback form responses, and it only consists of one sheet by the name of form responses. So now over here, I need to integrate this Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect, as I will be getting the Google Form responses over here in this Google Sheet. So now to do this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to extensions, and in extensions, make sure you should have this Pabbly Connect Webhooks extension. If you don't have it, you can simply go to add-ons. And now over here in the search bar, you can search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Here it is. So over here you can see, as I've already installed this extension, so it says installed. You can also follow the same process. Now I'm going to close this. So as I want to build an integration between this Google Sheet and Pabbly Connect, I will go to extensions once again. And here I'm going to click on Pabbly Connect Webhooks and go to initial setup. So now here in this initial setup, you can see that the selected sheet is form responses 1, as it clearly states the webhook URL will be set up on the below selected sheet. Here I need to mention the webhook URL, and now I need to select the trigger column as well. So firstly, moving to the webhook URL, I'm going to take you to Pabbly Connect and I'm going to copy this from here. So once I've copied the webhook URL, here in this Google Sheet, I'm going to mention the webhook URL. Moving to the trigger column, so the trigger column is the final data column on which the data is added. So over here, E is the final data column, and I want the data to be sent is still column E. So over here, E will be my trigger column. Once I've selected my webhook URL and the trigger column, here I'm going to click on submit. So here you can see that the setup has been configured successfully. So now I'm going to close this. So as the initial setup is done, one thing is still missing. I will go back to extensions once again, go back to Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and now I'm going to click on send on event. It is very crucial to click on send on event, because as per you are going to receive a lot of Google Form responses. So you want to capture all of those responses in Pabbly Connect. So here I'm going to click on send on event to do that. So once this is done, here it is very important to refresh the page once. So I've refreshed the page, and now it means that whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission, the form submission details will be gathered over here in this Google Sheet, and then it will be captured in Pabbly Connect. So now over here in Pabbly Connect, you can see it is waiting for a webhook response. That means now I need to do a test submission or record so the data can be recorded over here in the webhook response. So now to do a test submission, I'm going to take you to the Google form which I've created. So over here, I'm going to do a test submission for this Google form. So I'm mentioning the feedback for the event is excellent. And over here, I'm going to mention the suggestion. Here, I'm going to give a dummy name that will be dummy user. And now I'm going to mention a dummy email as dummyuser@pabblytudes.com. So over here, I have filled in the form with this dummy details. So now I'm going to submit this. And here you can see that it says, thanks so much for giving us feedback. That means this response has been submitted successfully. So here in this Google Sheet, you can see that I have received the Google Form responses over here in a new row. That means the same details would have been captured in Pabbly Connect as well. So taking you to Pabbly Connect, and here you can see I have received the response. Here is the suggestions for improvement, timestamp, trigger column, spreadsheet name, ID, sheet name, sheet ID, row index, name, feedback, and the email. So over here you can see that I have received the details of the Google Form submission that has just been done. So the first step of this automation is set up. That means now whenever there will be a new response received, that means whenever there will be a new form submission, then automatically the details of that form submission will be captured over here in Pabbly Connect. So this trigger will instantly capture the new incoming data and the workflow execution will start in real time. So over here, as I've got the form submission details over here in Pabbly Connect, so now moving to my action application, that is Google Docs. So as I want to create a document from template, that I have already created a template. So over here in Pabbly Connect, I will simply establish a connection between Google Docs and Pabbly Connect. And now to add a new connection, you just have to sign in with Google. Here I'm going to click on allow as this is a secure access and the authorization is successful. That means Google Docs and Pabbly Connect is successfully connected. So now here I need to select the template document. So here the template document name is participation certificate. So here in this template document from the drop down, I'm going to select it as the template name, that is participation certificate. So now moving to the new document's name. Let's say here I want to keep the name of the document as name of the student, and after that I want to mention participation certificate. So here I'm going to mention the same. So this will be the name of the new document. So now moving to the new documents location. So here in my Google Drive, I have created a folder by the name of digital marketing, and this is where I want to add this document. So here in Pabbly Connect, I'm going to select the new document location as digital marketing event. So once I've selected it, over here in this template, you can see that this here is a variable. So here the variable is for name. That means this name will keep on changing accordingly as per the new response will be received. So here in Pabbly Connect, in the field of name, I'm going to map the name of the student. So here I have mapped it. So now over here, as I've mentioned all of these details, I'm going to click on save and send test request. So now here you can see I have received a response, and over here you can see that I have received a document ID. That means this document would have been generated. So now I'm going to take you to my Google Docs. And over here you can see that a new Google Doc has been generated by the name of dummy user participation certificate as mentioned in Pabbly Connect. So over here after Mr. and Miss, you can see that the name is successfully added, that is dummy user. So here in Pabbly Connect, this step of R that was from Google Docs, as I want to create a document from template, so that has been created successfully. So now over here you can see that this Google Docs is not shareable. It is private to only me. So now to change this, here in Pabbly Connect, I'm going to this Google Drive action step. So over here it says the action application is Google Drive and the action event is share a file with anyone. So now as I want to make this document shareable with anyone, So over here, I need to establish a connection first between Google Drive and Pabbly Connect. So to add a new connection, you just have to sign in with your Google account. So I will be going with the existing one as I've already have a connection. So now I'm going to click on save, and here you can see Pabbly Connect and Google Drive is successfully connected. So now moving to file ID. As here from the response received from Google Docs, I have got the document ID that is equivalent to file ID. So instead of selecting it from this drop down, I'm going to map it. So basically mapping is to insert the data from previous step. So as I've received the document ID from Google Docs, so I'm going to map it over here. So once I've mapped the file ID, here I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here you can see that the drive permission is with anyone with the link. That means this Google Doc has now become shareable. So over here you can see that it is anyone with the link. So anyone who has the link can access, no sign in is required. So that means the permission has been granted. So this step of Google Drive and share a file with anyone was also successful. So now moving ahead, as I want to create this as a PDF. As of now, it is a document. So I want to create it as a PDF. So now I will follow this action step, that is Google Drive, upload a file with the action event. So here, as I've already established a connection, I'm going with the existing connection and going to click on save. You can see Google Drive is once again connected with Pabbly Connect. So now moving to the URL. So over here, I need to select the public file URL that is to be uploaded. So here from the response received, I'm going to map it. So as I want it to be created as a PDF, so here from this drop down, I'm going to map this PDF link. So once this is done, here I need to mention the folder ID and the file name. So let me keep a file name first, that will be as the name of the student, and after that I'm going to mention participation certificate. Now moving to the folder ID. Here I need to mention the folder ID where I want to save this. So as per the format is given, I will find this in the URL. So over here in this Google Drive, this here is the ID. So here in Pabbly Connect, I'm going to paste it over here. So here I have mapped the details. So this method of mapping is important so that every time you receive a new response with new data, so that data can be taken into consideration in these fields. If I would have written this information manually, in that case, this information would have become static, which means that it wouldn't change even if I would have received a new response. So to avoid that problem, we map the information. So now here, as I've mapped the details, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here you can see that I have received a response, and this here is a positive response. Here is the folder ID, file name, here is the parameter URL, here is the uploaded field, and the status is success. So over here in this Google Drive, you can see that a PDF has been successfully created by using the Google Docs. So now this step was also successful, that was Google Drive, and the action event was to upload a file. So moving ahead, as I want to send this PDF as an email to the student, so firstly I need to establish a connection between Gmail and Pabbly Connect. So here I'm going to click on connect. And now to add a new connection, you just have to connect with your Gmail account. So here I'm going to click on allow, as this is a secure access. And you can see that the authorization was successful. So now moving to recipient email address, here I need to mention the email address of the student to whom I want to send this email. So over here, I'm going to map the email of that student. So over here, I've mapped it. Moving to the sender name. So over here, I'm keeping the sender name as PC Events. Once the sender name is done, moving to the email subject. So that will be as participation certificate, and then I'm going to mention it as digital marketing workshop. So here I've mentioned the email subject. Now moving to the email content. So over here, I need to mention the email content which I would like to send. So here I have framed the email content. So after dear, I want to mention the name of the student, and the body goes as, we are extremely delighted from your presence in the event. Please find your participation certificate attached in this email. Thanks and regards, PC Events. So this is the email content. So now moving to the file name, again over here I'm going to mention it as the name of the student, and after that I'm going to mention participation certificate. So now moving to attachment, over here I need to mention the public file URL. So over here from the response received, I'm going to map it. So now once all of these details are added and mapped successfully, here I'm going to click on save and send test request. And you can see that I have received a response and the status is sent. That means an email would have been sent on the specified email that has been mapped in the fields. So here you can see that this here is an automated email that has been sent to this student. So by following this process, by using Pabbly Connect, over here you can see that an automated mail has been sent. So this automation and integration is a successful one. That means now whenever a new Google Form submission will be received, then an automated email will be sent to that student with a PDF. So now I'm showing you a real-time example. Here I'm going to mention the feedback for the event as excellent, giving the dummy suggestion as awesome. And now over here I want to mention the name as test user. And now mentioning a dummy email that will be testuser@pabblytudes.com, and now I'm going to submit this. And here you can see that an automated email has been sent successfully to that student. Let us open this attachment. And over here you can see that after Mr. or Miss in the certificate, the name of the student is given, that was test user. So let me take you to my Google Drive as well. And over here you can see that in this Google Drive, this here is the participation certificate document and the PDF. So this automation and integration is a successful one. Now whenever a new form submission will be done for Google Forms, then an automated email will be sent to that student with the PDF that will be for a participation certificate.
Not just these applications, you can integrate a lot more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubts regarding Pabbly, reach us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can visit us at forum.pabbly.com. If you have any pricing related query, you can visit this link. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel.